While Democrats rail against the effectiveness of a border wall, numerous real-world examples prove walls can and do work. Here's one America's Pearson Sharp.
Despite claims from Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the other Washington Democrats, walls can and do work. Walls, or any physical barrier for that matter, are a time-tested, proven method for successfully blocking access to certain areas. It's popular today to deny this and claim that a wall would be costly and ineffective. But let's take a look and see if there's anything behind this claim. Fortunately, we don't have to look any further than Hillary Clinton's own backyard. These are pictures taken in 2008 and show Hillary Clinton's home in Chappaqua, New York. There's clearly an enormous wall, complete with security guards. Quite a reasonable precaution, given that she was running for president of the United States at the time. But if high walls and security forces can protect Hillary Clinton, why can't they protect the American people? Former President Obama apparently agrees, and after granting himself a lifetime of Secret Service protection, he also decided to wall off his new home in Washington, D.C. Complete with a side gate and fence, it also features a brick and concrete wall surrounding the backyard, with plans to fence off the front yard as well. These upgrades were suggested as necessary for security by his Secret Service personnel. Apparently, the Secret Service thinks walls work, and Obama agrees with them. So when he urges Americans not to hide behind walls, it's clear he means everyone besides himself. The homes of leading Democrats aside, there's ample evidence walls work elsewhere as well. Why, for example, if Democrats insist that walls don't work, are they willing to fully fund a massive border wall in Jordan? That's right, the 2018 spending bill agreed to give $500 million to the small Middle Eastern state of Jordan to build a wall along its 287-mile border with Iraq and Syria. As explained by this Pentagon video, the wall is designed to be a first line of defense against radical Islamic terrorists and unknown refugees trying to sneak across the border. Additional improvements are being put into place thanks to the American taxpayer, including more surveillance stations and security forces at vulnerable areas. Despite President Trump's 2018 plan calling for 700 miles of border protection, Democrats and Republicans in Congress authorized just 33 miles. And yet, less than 1 year ago, both Pelosi and Schumer approved funding for a massive border wall in Jordan. And Jordan isn't alone. In 2016, President Obama signed over $38 billion to Israel for defense spending, the largest aid package of its kind in history. That means U.S. taxpayers are personally forking over $10.5 million every day to Israel, allowing Israel to fully fund and build an enormous border wall. Reports show that illegal immigration at Israel is down to nearly zero, and not a single person has gotten through the fence along Egypt's border. Considered a smart wall, the 150-mile barbed wire fence is equipped with cameras, motion detectors, and radar, and was built to stop illegal Africans crossing into Israeli territory. Before the wall was built in 2010, some 1,500 illegals were crossing into Israel every month. After the wall was finished in 2012, that dropped to just 30, and then 11 in 2016, and finally in 2017, 0. Israel also built a massive 435-mile wall along the West Bank, which effectively put an end to suicide bombings in the region. Israel proves that walls not only stop illegal immigration, but also prevent terrorist attacks. Even Turkey believes walls are effective and is currently building several walls along the border with Syria. These are aimed at cutting down on illegal crossings from not only refugees, but radical jihadists as well. Another example outside the Middle East is Hungary. The Central European country was a major passageway for illegal migrants trying to cross into Austria and Germany. That is, until they built a $1 billion border wall. Hungary's leaders warned migration was destabilizing their country, bringing with it massive crime and cultural upheaval, and have unilaterally rejected the United Nations call to accept more migrants. As a result of these policies, illegal immigration in Hungary is down by 99.7% since 2015. 99.7%, from 391,000 in 2015 to less than 1,000 last year. Hungarian authorities explained that without their strict border security measures, it would be impossible to stop the mass arrival of migrants. If Democrats can agree to fund a wall in Israel and Jordan around their own homes and even pass $54 billion in funding for border security just a few years ago, then why can't they approve a mere $5 billion to finish a wall that's already been started? It's not clear, but as long as this kind of uncooperative attitude continues to permeate Washington, it isn't the Democrats or Republicans who will suffer. It's the American people. Pearson Sharp, One America News.
Numbers showing just how much illegal aliens are costing U.S. taxpayers. These numbers are gathered from estimates provided by the Department of Homeland Security, the Center for Immigration Studies, and the Federation for Immigration Reform. We will continue to share these numbers with you, which are updated in real time to reflect the true cost of illegal immigration on American citizens.